I spent 40 years building my family. I paid for my son's education, helped him buy his first house, even paid for my granddaughter's college tuition. So when I arrived at her wedding, I smiled, carrying the necklace my late wife had asked me to give her on this special day. But before I could walk inside, my own son blocked the entrance. He looked embarrassed. Then he said words I'll never forget. Mom. You're not on the guest list. More than 200 guests turned to stare at me. I simply smiled and replied, "It's okay, son." Then I walked away, went home, and made one phone call to my attorney. By the next morning, one legal letter destroyed every lie they had built. My name is Margaret. I'm 71 years old. People often say life becomes easier with age. I learned the opposite. Sometimes the deepest pain comes from the people you love the most. After my husband passed away 12 years ago, my son, David, became my entire world. I helped him through financial problems, watched his children whenever he needed, loaned him money that he promised to repay someday. I never asked for anything in return, because that's what mothers do. When my granddaughter Emma got engaged, I cried tears of happiness. She had always been close to me. Every birthday, every Christmas, every graduation, I was there. A month before the wedding, Emma hugged me. "Grandma, I can't wait to see you there." She had no idea what was happening behind the scenes. Her parents handled every invitation. The wedding day finally arrived. I wore my favorite navy blue dress. Around my neck hung the pearl necklace my husband had given me 50 years earlier. Inside my purse, I carried another necklace, a beautiful diamond heirloom that had belonged to my late mother. I planned to surprise Emma with it after the ceremony. As I approached the entrance, my son stepped in front of me. His smile looked forced. "Mom, there seems to be a mistake." I laughed. "What mistake?" He lowered his voice. "You're not on the guest list." I thought he was joking, until he folded his arms. "You can't come in." Around us. More than 200 guests watched. Whispers spread through the crowd. Someone pulled out a phone. A little girl asked loudly, "Why won't they let Grandma in?" I looked into my son's eyes. He couldn't even hold my gaze. I quietly asked, "Did Emma know about this?" He hesitated. "I don't think she needs unnecessary stress today." That answer told me everything. She didn't know. I smiled gently. "It's fine, son." I handed him the gift box. "Please give this to Emma." He reached for it. I pulled it back. "No, I'll keep it." Then I turned around. No yelling, no crying, no scene. I simply walked away. The drive home felt longer than ever. Inside my quiet house, I sat beside my husband's photograph. Then I picked up my phone. Not to argue, not to beg. I called my attorney. "James, it's time." The next morning, a certified legal letter arrived at David's house. Inside were documents he never expected to see. Years earlier, after my husband's death, we had quietly created a family trust. Almost every major financial gift I'd ever given David had come through that trust. His business loans, his house down payment, investment assistance, even the education fund for his children. The trust also contained one important condition. Any beneficiary who intentionally humiliated, abandoned, or financially manipulated the grantor without reasonable cause could immediately lose future benefits. David had forgotten. I never had. The trust gave me complete legal authority to suspend all future distributions. That included a vacation property he expected to inherit, monthly investment income, and several financial transfers already scheduled for the following year. James included only one sentence. Effective immediately, all discretionary benefits have been permanently revoked. David called within minutes. I didn't answer. He called again, and again. Finally, Emma arrived at my front door. She was still wearing part of her wedding makeup. Her eyes were swollen from crying. "Grandma, what happened?" I showed her the security footage from my front porch. She watched herself enjoying her wedding, while I quietly returned home alone. Then I explained everything. She looked horrified. "I never removed your invitation." Together, we investigated. The wedding planner confirmed someone had specifically instructed staff to remove only one guest, me. The request came from David's wife. She believed my presence would create unwanted family attention. Emma broke down crying. She left immediately. That evening. My son appeared at my house for the first time in years. He wasn't angry. He looked ashamed. "I made the biggest mistake of my life." I quietly replied, "No, you made thousands." This was simply the first one everyone could see. Weeks passed. Emma visited every weekend. She refused expensive gifts from her parents. Instead, she asked me to help decorate her first home. One afternoon she smiled and said, "Grandma, family isn't who shares your last name. It's who never lets you stand alone." Months later, I updated my estate plan. Most people expected revenge. Instead, One chose gratitude. Emma inherited the diamond necklace, the family recipes, my journals, and the responsibility of preserving our family's true values. Money can be divided. Love cannot. As for David, he received exactly what he had shown me that day at the wedding. Distance, not because I hated him, because every choice carries consequences. One day, he may earn forgiveness, but respect must always be earned. The greatest heartbreak isn't being left off a guest list. It's realizing you've been removed from someone's heart. But life has a remarkable way of revealing people's true character. Sometimes the greatest victory isn't revenge. It's walking away with your dignity while the truth speaks for itself. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes that respect for parents should never go out of style.